Good afternoon, good morning to our viewers. I am very happy to be reunited with a good friend, a dear colleague in the healthcare profession, a food scientist from the University of the Philippines in Mindanao. I met her first time sometime May 2008 when she was promoting sago and partly the sayote as a source of antihypertensive ACE inhibitor. Now, from that, I invited her to be part of the faculty in our graduate online program in Christian Holistic Health, MA to PhD, with an intensive internship, preceptorship program. And Dr. Dulce Flores here will be the chair for the core subject, alternative approaches to nutrition. Good afternoon, ma'am.
Good afternoon, magandang hapon, mayong hapon.
And briefly, ma'am, can you just highlight your professional background?
I started as a chemist. I graduated a BS degree in chemistry, and when I went to UP Los Baños to work, luckily, or it was meant to be, I was accepted at the food science department. So from then on, my professional career was anchored on food chemistry. So when I was working in the Department of Food Science, UPLB, at the food chemistry division, I was introduced into all sorts of food sources like starches, legumes, and more importantly, I was made to realize that all these resources are found in the Philippines only, that we do not optimize using all these, especially to make food available to the poor and the masses. So from then on, my incentive to work on research from then on was find something that will not only be available to those who have money, will not only be made available to the rich, but it should be something that will be equally available to the poor, and more importantly to those who are sick and cannot afford enough medicine to stay healthy. So it went up to the point that we need something for food security. What would be a source of food when all else fails? And that led me to one research, which when I transferred to Mindanao, I realized that Mindanao is a very rich source of this plant, which is sago, Metroxylon sago as a scientific name. This is the only palm that has a lot of starch in its trunk, and we harvest starch from its trunk. And I realized that people even from Mindanao do not know the potential of sago as a food source. They only know of the leaves as a source of construction material and roofing. But they now are coming to realize, because I have been campaigning this for the last 16 or 20 years or so. And also hand in hand with food security, I realized that if we campaign for the right food to eat, then people just can stay healthy. I do not need to look for medicine at this point. But if we campaign that people should eat more of this and more of that, then very rarely will they need medicine perhaps. And so another aspect of my research at this point is finding a source of medicine which just can be found anywhere when you go to the market. So if you buy food, because we always buy food every day, no choice, we have to buy food, then it should be something that can also be a source of medicine for us. So right now we have a few candidates which we found in the lab to be a very rich source of medicinals. In fact, lately I have reported about stuffings from fermented rice, which is now very rich in literature as the ANCA or red yeast rice. In the US, medical literatures will tell you about red yeast rice. But aside from that, we also have our fruits and vegetables. so that I can always be sure to tell you that any plant has a source of antioxidant. And right now, the most familiar for everybody is MX3, which is from sunflowns, from mangosteen.
Yeah.
But you don't have to play up one particular food source. All vegetables and fruits have antioxidants by nature. So if we eat every day, then that is already enough to stay healthy. So for the course on holistic medicine, I encourage that there should be one course on medicine from food. So which means alternative methods to stay healthy.
And in here, ma'am, I would like to show some fruits that I would think very good antioxidants. The rambutan, a product of Laguna, but I'm sure we have so much of rambutan
in Mindanao right now.
And this one is another one, durian, also a product in Laguna, but
also very plenty in Mindanao.
and of course we have our own apple counterpart, right? Or maybe from China.
Yeah, China. These
China.
are imported from temperate countries.
And our bananas. Yeah. In fact, I have lanzones. I have lanzones somewhere. Yeah. So, and if you look at our table here, this is the lanzones. Okay. So, Professor Dulces Flores was mentioning about Novastatin, and I have a sample here of a
Lipitor.
a brand of Novastatin.
No, it's not Lovastatin. It's Atorvastatin.
Yeah, almost the same family.
But more available in the Philippines. But Lovastatin is not available
in the Philippines. This is actually this is not available in the Philippines. I think.
It is.
Lipitor is.
Lipitor,
So Novastatin, you don't have that. I have a lot of Novastatin.
Because they say it's expensive.
Yeah, I myself I'm using this Novastatin, Simvastatin for my hyperlipidemia.
It comes to an age where most of the people at certain age have to take statins unless they stop eating foods with fat.
Yeah. We know that the bad cholesterol can clog your arteries, and I'm also a victim of that, having been inserted 2 coronary stents because of atherosclerosis. Yeah. So my doctor decided to shift me from Novastatin to atorvastatin, Lipitor, in a higher dose. So far, my last placement was 2011, November 2011. My first one was August 2010. So successive years, coronary stents. So the point here is, we should eat healthy food, man, right? Otherwise, we will be having problems with atherosclerosis, hypertension, diabetes. Now, going back to the topic on the sago, especially the sago starch, we know that, as you mentioned before, it has a low glycemic index.
High resistant starch.
Now, I noticed eating white rice is not too healthy.
Yeah.
So my wife shifted me to
Brown rice.
brown rice. And so with the sugar, the white sugar.
Anything white.
Yeah. So we're trying to
White sugar, white bread,
yeah.
white rice.
And
The more colored the food, the better.
And of course, there is the market some available vitamin C supplements. This is like a powdered and turning it into a juice. And of course, what we're drinking is actually also the process. So,
Orange.
but ma'am's My wife would always say, eat something, eat food that comes in their natural packaging. See,
form.
yeah, so this is not natural packaging, this is the processed one, but they come very handy. You know, for convenience, you have vitamin C right away, but you know, I think rambutan is rich in vitamin C.
All fruits.
And if you look at, let us open here, I have even another, you know, mine is healthy living now. See? I have this
Guavas.
guavas rich in vitamin C.
Native guavas.
Huh? See? All these things I learned from Professor Dulce Flores. See? Dulce means sweet and Flores means flower. Huh? Ma'am, this is rich in vitamin C,
I
right?
think this is the native variety.
Huh?
The native variety.
Okay, the native variety.
Because I heard that it's now being in demand. It has unique vitamin component.
And more food here in the refrigerator. This is the puso ng saging.
Yes.
Salad.
Salad?
Mm-hmm.
So ready to eat na?
Ready to eat. Huh? Puso ng saging. And of course, what else? Oh, I have a lot of food here.
Ready to eat.
The rambutan, open rambutan. Here is like a tofu fish tofu. This is supposedly a fish tofu.
Like what you see in fish.
And normally my protein source would be chicken, chicken adobo, and wow, I had showed my
Secret kitchen.
see, this is really unrehearsed. This is
Unprepared for.
yeah. Well, this is
Shrimp.
shrimp. And this is the what they call this? Yung parang
Eggs.
achara. And of course, sometimes I eat fried fish as my source of protein. Tilapia. And a good friend of mine, Dr. Babuhos, shared their way of cooking
Yeah.
macaroni, baked macaroni. So we'll have a feast. Join us. And my assistant also prepared this from scratch. Egg, mayonnaise. Yeah.
Homemade.
Yeah, homemade. Homemade. And I think this is also healthy if you take not too much of this.
What's that?
Salted egg.
Salted egg. So practically, and of course, from Laguna also, the coconut, the Carabao milk. Carabao milk. And the Carabao chocolate.
Choco milk.
And they also gave me the cheese, the white cheese.
White cheese from Laguna.
Yeah, from Laguna.
Okay, so
Yeah. Very timely. I have a food. Actually, I have a food science food scientist here, and the camera woman is another. I'll take over the camera so that she will be formally introduced. See, this is the white cheese
From Laguna.
from Laguna, from Magdalena, from
This is UPLB technology.
yeah, from Magdalena.
Milk, yes.
Yeah, from Magdalena.
From dairy,
Yeah.
the literary.
Yeah.
UPLB.
Yeah. Well, what else? Oh, this one. This was cooked by my mother-in-law. All vegetable,
lauwi.
dinengding,
Dinengding.
malunggay.
Bulang lang.
Yeah, I think so. Malunggay and some saluyot with okra and maybe
Lauwi.
added to it would be a fried
From where is
fish
your mother-in-law?
from Apal, Cagayan.
That's why they really
Yeah.
cook vegetables.
And yeah, so I guess this will pass for healthy.
Yes, there is.
healthy diet, healthy cooking.
Healthy eating doesn't mean that you don't eat or you are prohibited from. You may eat these fat-rich foods, creamy foods, but just in moderation.
And of course, the other food product that I would like to show, I eat this also. I don't think this is really bad. This is the spicy noodles. Yeah.
Instant noodles.
Yeah, and well, it's made in the USA. I think I'm gonna give one to Mom for souvenir to you guys. The US made cooked ham.
I said you don't prohibit anybody from eating this. It's just reduced.
Yeah, in
or
moderation.
limit.
Yeah, in moderation. And what else? I mean, there are chocolate. Yeah. From Godiva, these are high-end chocolates. Godiva. Of course, I drink coffee every day. Our brand. We're not paid by these companies to promote, but you know, we just have choices.
Yes.
Sometimes I also drink a little bit of alcohol, usually rum mixed with Coke and or powdered orange, the tang, okay, and some cookies for snacks.
Next time you will have sago cookies.
Yeah. And I would like to thank the Iowa products. These are high-end, top-of-the-line cooking wares. You have this Iowa microwave. Quite expensive, but it's worth investing for health. Health is wealth. So, and the cooking wares, the
induction oven.
yeah, induction oven, and there are more. The Iowa rice cooker. Yeah, I think this is for broiling and for the food steamer. Yeah. And I have my version of shake baker over there. You see, very convenient. In my
bachelor's pad.
But my wife would always remind me to eat in moderation.
Stay healthy.
Yeah, stay healthy, exercise, do not eat too much of carbohydrates, especially the white rice. My wife is a registered nurse, very health conscious. So, and also, sometimes I take vitamin supplements, omega-3, you know, those...
But for someone who has been under 2 stints,
yeah.
you're healthy.
I know, So, what is this? I'll take over the camera so that we can introduce our camera woman. I think the successor of Dr. Dulce Flores. Introduce yourself. And take snack now, man. Yeah. But introduce yourself. Are you taking your snack?
I want to introduce my student in UP Mindanao. She was my mentee in her BS thesis on my work on sago and making lactic acid out of sago. And she is now an MS graduate from UP Los Baños, Miss Sheba Duque. She is another Mindanaoan. She is from Tampakan, South Cotabato. But I always encourage them to take after me and my values in research, which is think for the poor, work for the poor, and make their lives healthy by introducing food and healthy lifestyles, healthy eating.
And I think, man, lastly, to inspire our colleague, our other consultants in the United States who are into alternative medicine, into part of the consultancy of the CHARM, or the Center for Holistic, Alternative, and Restorative Medicine, who will help us get funding from the United States of America Department of Agriculture, a multi-million-dollar grant money to 9 countries, Philippines included, and they focus in Mindanao and must include Western Mindanao. So I think Dr. Flores can spearhead this proposal.
For progress.
Yeah, Food for Progress program. And the first proposal will be on sago. Sago. I think probably in a week's time we can come up with a complete
Let's try.
so that we can catch up for the deadline. Actually, this already been a deadline. Supposedly July, because the approval of this Food for Progress program is January. They release the funds July. So hopefully we still be considered to catch up for the deadline. Especially we just start maybe small with sago, and then probably next year we include other food products, rice, bananas, coconuts, some other coffee. So I'm just so excited about this. This is something very, very new. I got the access to a friend who has an access to Washington D.C. And she just Googled the most qualified organization in the Philippines that can be the umbrella for this Food for Progress, and she found out that the Beautiful Heart Foundation should be the umbrella to receive the grant money from the United States of America. So last words, ma'am?
I hope Washington DC will still allow us to submit our proposal in spite it's past the deadline. I hope our sago dreams will come true.
Yeah, I will come up again. I will upload again the website that I temporarily closed. Sagutom website. Sagutom website. Thank you.
Thank